So namaste, Sunila ji. Okay. So
Namaste.
yeah, yesterday we were talking a little about Kamla Nika. So it's Kamla Nika, also known as Kamla, the goddess Kamla. We were talking about the shadow of conflict and the light of contentment. Living in the material world, we are more focused upon finding happiness, pleasure outside. And as a human process, that's how it is. That's how we seek. It is only that when we know one day and come to a realization that the outside things, people, objects cannot give us happiness, and we don't find the pleasure what we are looking for outside, is the day we turn inside. That's how it is. As we know, this is the last stage. So there are yugs: Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, and this is Kali Yug. So total materialism. That's how it is going to be. One day it will be ending, and again we'll be moving to the Satyug. So we'll be born awakened already. So there will be a stage. Now, when people are speaking about this yugas, it's not like there have been some ages like this. This yuga is a circle we go through. So right now, we forgot that we came from something as nothing to become everything. It's only a realization when we get that we came from something and we actually are nothing because we are everything. Now, if you have to define everything, it is everything. That's it. That's the total definition. There is no definition for everything. But if we see when we are trying to define everything, it means that it is missing nothing. So it is filled up with something. That's how our stages are. And we will be one day enlightened, awakened, and we will be living in Satyug. It does not mean there will be no chaos. The only thing will be the chaos outside will not disturb us. The outside happening will not stop our self-realization process. So if we look back into all the mythological stories which you have heard about from India, the Ramayanas, the Mahabharatas, Harishchandras, so all these were the different stages. Okay, so this is right now we are covered by all the 9 goddesses. We all are. And this is why we are in that state, what is called as Maya, illusion. We live in an illusion because right now all the 9 goddesses are throwing their shadows upon us. It's not a punishment. It's actually that they are being playful and they are playing because only through being playful a person realizes the reality of who she or he is. Okay, and this is why life is not serious. Life should not be taken at all as serious because there is nothing to be serious about life. because nothing is permanent and nothing is going to last forever. But what we do during the life, how we react, how we act, what we think, what we accumulate, how we respond, all these are carried forward. And when this carried forward thing is known as karma. So what we are to do is to move away from these karmas. And this is why the 9 goddesses are playing the playful game, so that we learn to be free from karmas. Because until we are free from karmas, we will be in the circles. There is no stopping of that. The only way is to be free from karma, not free from mind, because we cannot be free from the mind.
Pavanji,
Yeah,
how this bhakti yoga helps in freeing from karma? Does it help in rising above? Like these are the techniques you asked to follow, but how, but through bhakti yoga, how is it possible?
through Bhakti Yoga, you live everything upon a divine being or a deity. You are totally, you have totally surrendered. There is no I self there. If if my leg gets broken, I take it as a blessing. If I am blind, I take it as a blessing. There is no I self there, because I am not thinking my leg, my eye have been damaged, because this I is the deity or the divine itself. So it's a total surrender that the one who is creating or doing all these in my life is everything, and whatever he or she does is total truth and right. There is no complaint. So bhakti yoga, we are not comparing ourselves. We don't have the I self at all, and this is why we move there, because we have surrendered. Surrendering is the greatest of all virtue a person can have. Surrendering is the greatest one,
So the
because
bhakti
you
yoga
do.
is the easiest way then to, to become enlightened.
uh,
Isn't the bhakti yoga is the easiest way among all the yoga?
no, as I said in the beginning, we are living in a material world. So when we are living in a material world and we are in a process of becoming a human, we just cannot let go of everyone around us. We do say, be like a lotus, attach but detach. The thing is, there is a word called attach already. So Bhakti Yoga, I'm not saying Bhakti Yoga is hard or Bhakti Yoga is easy. What we are trying to see here is, in this generation right now, if something happens to someone and I am a Bhakti Yoga person and everyone is crying around the event, a dreadful event in the minds of the human beings. If it is dreadful, somebody dies, and I am a Bhakti Yoga person, there will be no emotions. I will have no emotions. I will have no tears. I will be just like, it's okay. Saying it's okay everywhere is a hard thing today. You have to be in the society to grow. So Bhakti Yoga person will have no emotions, because emotions are again a shadow. Emotion is a shadow.
But
Bhakti Yoga
feeling,
person has no shadow, no, not a single shadow in a Bhakti Yoga person.
even not people who are like sufferings, like, like not like feeling, also bad that people are suffering, like, no, nothing.
No, 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 no. Who is suffering? Who actually is suffering? The the outside, what we look like, You, your body, me, my body, Milena ji, her body, and that that is suffering, the body part. But as the soul or the spirit, where Bhakti Yoga people will be looking everything as a soul. The soul never dies, it never gives birth, it never gets birth. So it does not suffer. A soul does not suffer. So they won't be feeling any sadness. There will be no sadness because there is nothing called sadness because they don't have anything which is called happiness. Now, happiness and sadness is out of comparison. What looks sad to you can be a happy moment for me. So it's not the truth, not the ultimate truth.
Mm. And how about karma yoga? Even in that you
Yeah,
surrender.
karma yoga is a surrender through action. We are doing actions and we are saying that my actions are totally devoted to a deity or a divine being. In Bhakti Yoga, we don't do anything. So there was a man, he went to a temple of Lord Shiva. He went to a temple of Lord Shiva and said to Shiva, I don't know how, but I need a house to live in. So Shiva asked him, so how much do you have? Because to build a house, you need money, or you need at least all the accessories and all the tools. And he said, I have nothing. But I don't know, you have to build me a house. He was totally in bhakti of Shiva. Shiva was like, he never asked anything. So Parvati was sitting beside and Parvati asked Shiva, so now what? Are you just going to give him a house? Shiva said, yes, he deserves it. And Parvati asked, there are so many people who are struggling, doing hard work, and still they don't make up, but they don't come and ask you anything, or they don't ask anyone anything, but they keep struggling and they are doing hard work to get the house. Why he? Shiva said, because he has a deep trust that Shiva will make it. He did not say, tomorrow morning I need a house. He said, you need to give me a house. He is contained whenever, and he also has a deep trust. He is totally surrendered because he does not have anything. And after a week, maybe, or a month, he was walking beside a town, and the owner, they did not have any son. And this person, because he was so simple, living in so simplicity, he was a talk of the town. Because they did not have any heir to look after the property, they called upon him and they gave him. So this is Bhakti Yoga's power. How it comes, it's not the concern. When it will come is not the concern. What will come is also not the concern. When there is no what, how, and when, that is total surrender. But in karma, we are doing actions. How to do action? Following the yamas and niyamas, being truthful, nobody gets hurt. We are doing actions, but we are surrendering. Like it's what Arjun did in the battlefield of Kurukshetra when Krishna said to him, what are you crying for? And he was like, these are my family members. How can I kill my own family to get a kingdom? And so Krishna said to him, everyone you are looking are already dead. Only in your eyes you see them, they are living alive, but they are already dead. Because whatever comes, goes. So we get birth and we die. That's a natural phenomenon. That's how it will always be, just like the wave. So we are like the wave. So Arjuna said to Krishna, Krishna said to Arjuna, your thing is to do the action and surrender the action to me, so that you don't have to worry about karma. So it's the path. As a Kshatriya, your job is to kill. That's your job. You do your job. You don't think, oh my God, I did this. You just surrender everything to me. So that's karma yoga. That's how it is a karma yoga. Okay. Then there is Raj Yoga, if you want to know. What we are right now doing is we are practicing Raj Yoga, including all these yogas and practices of asanas, listening to philosophies, listening to old saints, reading books. It's a mixture. We are doing everything so that one day the knowledge drops and the knowing comes to us. That is Raj Yoga. Uh, Surrendering less, little, trust a little. So it's little of everything because we are doing little of everything. And when we are doing little of everything, every shadow is little. And as I said, this is the Kali Yuga. Only Raj Yoga helps at this moment.
Only Raj Yoga.
Yeah, only Raj Yoga.
But how about
Try and move into Bhakti Yoga for a week totally and see what it gives you.
no? I've been to I know I have joined the satsang and I've seen people in Bhakti Yoga. I have lived with them.
Yeah, so why
But
did it come out?
yes, there are always, but yes, I have seen the conflicts because they didn't. I also saw not many surrendered themselves to the Guru,
Yeah,
not many. But I also saw that, any problems came and as you were right, when we're in the living in a materialistic world, they always even ask for materialistic things from the Guru.
that's it.
So it's not a complete bhakti yoga,
No,
right?
it is not a Bhakti Yoga. How can you ask if you are a Bhakti Yoga? You can just have a wish. That's it. You cannot ask. So, as I said in the story, he only asked for a house. He did not demand. Demand is not there.
Yeah, like asking in a blessing way, from the.
Yes.
So that is
So,
also asking only. Like,
asking is also different. Remember, Matangi, yeah, the language thing, the word thing. Asking with a desire to have it is a different asking. And asking just because a thought came and asking. So
is it
I,
also?
I see, I say I see a girl and I say, I love you because I do. And that's the end of the story. One, I love you. There is an expectation that she also loves me back. Different thing. Same word asking or the same word expressing are different. So this is asking with a desire there that, yeah, I have surrendered to my Guru and I have been following all his rules and regulations. I always obey him. And now I want this, so my Guru will give me. If this thought is there, my Guru will give me. If this thought is there, then it's a material world living.
And also, I have seen that, like when we have any trouble, myself seen, how Guru, makes a way, a true Guru, not just any Guru,
Yeah.
just a true Guru. But does Guru, see, this was a question also when I was attending satsang. I had this question. because they always say that whatever karma we do, the guru always, help us to like come over, like क्या बोलते हैं, वो पार करना, सागर पार करना जो भी आपने कर्म किया है. But is it like this, that you do any karma and you just say, please forgive me, Guru Dev, and and he will just take you away from all the
No.
karmas, whatever you've done?
No, it is not like that. It can never be like that. So Rama, when he went to exile with his brother Lakshmana and his wife Sita, they had to cross a river to go from their kingdom to a next kingdom. To cross the river, they needed one who has a boat, who rides a boat, who is the owner of a boat. So they met a guy who had a boat, and he was like, yeah, I will help you cross the river. So when they crossed, they reached the other side. Rama asked him, what can I do for you? He said, just the way I helped you to cross from this to there. One day when I am walking the path, I would love you help me cross this from there. That's what you are asking. That's the question. Rama did not reply then. Rama said, I will come back. Rama came back after 14 years. Rama came back and he met the guy. Rama said, now let me help you. And he said, I don't need the help anymore. Not that he was something, but because he understood that even Rama, the God, has to go through the process. The 14 years exile was his process because his karmas led him there. So he understood my karmas, when they will be over, I will be already crossing from this to that. So no guru helps. How can a guru
Because
help?
sometimes, there's a misconception, that's why I was always confused. Okay. There's a misconception is also among the bhakti, like they think that, no matter what faults they do, the guru will help them to cross over.
Yeah, it's not the misconception they have. It's the blind faith the guru creates.
No, the guru didn't create, but they just talk among themselves.
What I'm saying is there is a maximum chance of guru creating that blind faith. Because nowadays, that's how the gurus are.
It's not
That's
a
how the
conscious.
gurus are. Yes. That's how gurus are. So this is why Rama did not answer. So a guru, if he is a guru, he will not answer. Just like if you love someone, you just give total freedom for them to grow on their own. You just stand, not like stand alone. You walk along a little distance. If they fall, it's not like you will pick them up. You will build in them the confidence that they can lift themselves up. Because love will never make the other person dependent. That's how a guru is. He will not make someone dependent upon himself or herself. If this is happening, then either the person haven't surrendered totally, or the guru has created this blind faith. That's what I'm saying. Because if it's a guru, this will not even come into their mind that he will help me. That's all Maya. I mean, these are all the goddesses playing their games. So, yeah, guru thing is amazing. It's a beautiful thing. Anyways, coming back to Kamala Mika. So, when we allow these energies of discomfort and pain to arise, and then we become aware of all these pains and tensions and everything happening in our life, when we allow ourselves to see and then allow ourselves by accepting whatever is happening, we allow ourselves to totally feel how it feels. It is in that moment that the same pain and hurt reveals its truth and transforms into bliss. Avoiding is suffering. Acceptance is bliss. Wow, that's a beautiful quote. You should write it down.
Yes, very beautiful. So, Pavanji, you mean to say is like, so you said like accepting. No, the sentence were beautiful. The way you the sentence that it will reveal its truth and it will turn into bliss. It's a beautiful sentence. I said. Pavanji, you accepting the pain is like example. Um, okay, for example, I want to have this job, and somehow it is not happening with even a lot of hard work, and we accept it. Why it is not happening? Like, how can you explain? I mean, with the example.
So as if I am looking for a job, and somehow I don't get the job, even if I think I am qualified, even if I think I am the best person for the job. The other person who got it instead of me, he or she and me on a different level, on a different zone. As one day Milena ji said, there was an agreement. You will be acting as my mirror in this moment. How I accept or how I feel is what you will be mirroring to me. This person gets it in place of me. Now, accepting is not that, oh my God, my bad luck. That's not accepting. Accepting is that this person deserves it more than me. That's total acceptance. Acceptance is not that bad things happen, my bad luck, I don't deserve it, let it go. That's not acceptance. Acceptance is knowing that the other thing which has happened for a greater good, which means blessing the other. It's not a curse that a bad thing happened. It's a blessing in disguise. When we know and see that the other thing which happened is a blessing in disguise, we have totally accepted it. There is no karma now, because no language is used. The moment a language is used, we are again in the dark shadow. So acceptance, it looks easy, right? The word, you try, it's hard. You get into the depth, it's more hard. So yeah. Mm. So every time we have a preference of pleasure over pain, acceptance will be very, very hard to happen in our life.
Can you repeat that, Pavanji? I couldn't hear.
Yeah. Every time we have a preference of having pleasure over pain, acceptance is very, very hard. If I can take the pleasure, I need to be ready to take the pain. Because pleasure does not come without pain. They are the two sides of the same coin. If I want pleasure, I need to know there will be pain in my life. Coming back to your first question, Bhakti Yoga, that's it. Pain will be there if pleasure is needed. A Bhakti Yoga person does not care about pleasure. This is why there is no pain. Okay. Karma Yoga, there is a pain like Krishna had on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. There was a pain. But then his guru, who was Krishna, showed him the light. And he did not say you have to kill or you can escape. But he showed him, just as I said. He told him, you, Arjuna, the best of the best archer, the king of the kings, is it your dharma to run away from the battlefield only with this thought arising in you that the others are your brothers and relatives? Will you be doing justice to your own self? And after this battle is lost or won, can you sit with yourself and say, and look into your eyes to say that you were right? This is the whole thing. This is why Bhagavad Gita answers all the questions arising in a human being. There are no other questions till date which are not being answered by Bhagavad Gita. It's a living philosophy. It's not just a holy book. It's a living philosophy. Just like yoga on the real terms, the right terms, the true terms, is a living lifestyle. So, yeah, acceptance, as I said, is hard, but not easy, but not impossible. And again, coming to acceptance means surrender. You have surrendered. When you surrender, you don't compare. We don't have any other feeling. We don't have any other language. We have no dark shadow of any. So every time we reject our shadows or issues in our life, our own ability to keep them away from our life gets limited. So every time we are rejecting our shadow and issue, we are only creating more shadow. This is why karma, you might have read it even before, might have studied. I don't know how many types of karmas are there. Generally, I studied 3, and that's what I know. So one of the first karma is sanchit karma. Sanchit already means accumulate. The word sanchit means accumulation. So it's the sum total of all our past actions, lives. Sum total. It can be said to be the bank balance, savings account. Okay. And the only way to get rid of it is by spending it. Because what happens is, if your savings account is there, okay, my savings account is there, which is full of money, and one day I die, game over. It just goes wasted. Money goes wasted. That's how karmas are. Every time we accumulate these karmas, and before spending them out, we die. It's a game over. What does it become then? It moves into like credit cards now. So as people die, leaving their bank balances there in the banks become richer, and then they develop things called credit cards.
So how to get rid of the karma? Like I know that meditation.
We are studying that. Okay. One step at a time. This credit card is known as prarabdha karma. So every time we go away, living beside anything, we go away. We then choose a certain portion of the sanchit karma. So my loan capacity of my card is 5 lakhs, my creditability, but I don't get the 5 lakhs or the 5 million in together at one time. There are limits of getting in, and then my creditability keeps increasing. So every time we accumulate these karmas as a bank balance and we move off, before coming, we have decided this portion of my sanchit karma I will be using in this lifetime, because we cannot clear all of this bank balance at once. So we bring out and we choose a certain portion that this is what I will spend. That's where Milenaji's thing came. Soul agreement. So we make agreements with the different souls. Coming down to earth, we will be settling accounts. So this is what we do. We decide this is the house I will be born. This will be my parents. This will be my country. This will be my friends. This will be my education. This will be my religion. This will be my culture. This is whom I will love. This is whom I will break heart. This is who will ditch me. We have already come up with everything to clear. And we come. We clear them as much is in the account as sanchit karma. The third one is agami karma. So agami karma is like a loan, not having, but still taking. So every time coming with sanchit karmas and prarabdha karmas, we have interactions, we have transactions, we have settlements. To do them, we do actions again. So a desire is complete, another desire comes on, and so on. New desires are born. With every desire born, there is language, there is word being used. There is a feeling, there is a sensation being used. And we send it to the universe. We just cannot have everything inside. Everything goes into the universe. So what happens is the previously accumulated karmas, the sanchits, as we clear them in our prarabdha, during this clearing, we create more karma, which is known as agami, next, coming. So it's like PTO, please turn over. After this page, that's agami karmas. That's where we will come. So every time there is a I involved in our life during the living, right now when we are living, and every time the I self is the one who is doing, shouting, saying, we are multiplying our desires, which means we are creating karma. Coming to your question, how? So how is let go of I self. Dissolving of I self is dissolving of agami karma, also prarabdha karma. So once the I self dies in this lifetime, there will be no agami karmas, no further. There will be no prarabdha, no settlements now. But remember, there is sanchit karma still left, accumulated. And the only way to get rid is use it. We cannot be free from karma. What we can do is not create new karma. This is what we can do in a lifetime. But we just cannot get free from our karma. Nobody can. Coming back to the gurus, this is why the gurus can never take away the karma.
And you see, in one of my videos or in one of the lecture also, they say when we are into deep meditation, like concentration, when we go like deep where the mind is still, like we're not, there is no thought process. Do you also burn the karmas during that time or no? Because they said, one of the course they said like this, that when you, but that is like that you need to be in deep, that there is no thought process involved in that, your mind is still. Is it true? Is it happens like this or no?
What happens is, Sunila ji, when we are in deep, that state of concentration, of meditation, the I self being totally dissolved, and we can see all the sanchit karmas. Once we see all the sanchit karmas, we now are not at all worried about them. With a pure trust and surrender, with total acceptance, we accept them. Once we totally accept them by surrendering with a deep trust, the karmas, they don't go away or they are not burned. They will not affect the way of our living now, which was the same in that concentrated, meditated state. So that state, now we will be living in, with eyes open, working in this material world. Not affected. We will be not affected by them, but there is no way that they will be burnt away.
Oh, okay. So there
That's
is
how,
nowhere to get rid of it, but we have to face it with the acceptance and not being affected.
yes,
Nothing like
we
we cannot escape them.
no, there is a river called Ganga in India. It is said to be a holy, holy river. So it says that you get into the river Ganga, you take a dip, and all your path, all your evils will end. If it was so easy to get rid of my deeds, I would never have to surrender, or I would never have to get into the right path, because I can keep committing mistakes, I can keep killing people, doing evil deeds, and just go and dip in Mother Ganga, and she will take away all of me. If it was so easy, why the hell would people waste time meditating?
Does it work like this? I don't know. I don't
That's
believe.
that's that's what I'm saying, that it does not work that way. It's a ego saying it works.
Why they say that और सब पाप धुल जाएंगे गंगा में
Yeah, that's
स्नान
what
करो
I'm
तो
saying.
ऐसे क्यों बोलते हैं फिर
What they are saying is what they said, not now, what they said in the beginning was Socha, cleansing of the inner self, taking a dip in the Mother Ganga, the being surrendered that yes, I did this. I am sorry about it, but because I did it, I am ready now to face it. With your grace, I need that strength that I totally face it and I don't commit the same thing again. This was what they said. But because if you keep on repeating the same thing again and again, new writers, new thoughts, new habits of eating, new habits of living, the same word becomes different. And when you keep on repeating the same thing, the reality is lost, because you cannot shout about the truth. Truth is omnipresent. It is there. Why is there such a big deal to shout about it? Whom to prove? So this is why things go wrong. This is why I think in one of the class I said, East India is the most devoted, the most spiritual filled country in this whole planet Earth. But India should have rised up in spirituality. It's not there. It's not even halfway. Why? Because of these andvishwas. What's the English term of andvishwas?
superstitious
Yes, because of these superstitions. They were not as superstitious when they were told. They all had a meaning behind it. But just like Patanjali wrote sutras thinking everyone will be at the same level of mind. Having worked the mind, they will come into yoga. Patanjali never knew that people having no mind of their own would come and do yoga. When Patanjali wrote, he was totally clear that people like me will be doing yoga. He never knew such fools also will come and start doing yoga. That's that's the whole thing. So that's how it happens. That's how it stays. This is why Buddha is one of the greatest gurus still living, because every of his teaching still works the same way. He never gave a method. Just like Shiva never gave a method to Parvati. No answers. What we mean by method is no answers were given by either Gautama Buddha or Shiva to Parvati. Some few techniques and some few knowings were passed on. So yeah, this is how our karmas are there. Now the sadhana, when we start the sadhana of these Mahavidya, what happens is this sadhana ends this perpetual cycle. Only the sadhana can end it, nothing else. Please, if you haven't written it, please write it, mark it, and read it every day. Only sadhana can free us from this perpetual cycle. Only sadhana.
Perpetual what?
Perpetual cycle. So when we open up to the light of these 9 Mahavidyas before Kamala, when we open up to all the lights of these 9 Mahavidyas, the 9 goddesses, we arrive to a state of Kamlatika's light, which is containment. Then we are contained. So, Santosha is the last. Santosha comes at the last, with the first one being Ahimsa. Okay. So when we have now moved into contentment, there are no more vasanas being created. Because when we are contained, we don't need anything. There are no desires. Then there is no vasana. Because we see through the I self. See through I self. There is no accumulation of karma. We have crossed over the I self. But the karma which we have withdrawn has to be spent. We cannot be free from that. We have to. So we don't have time for that. Otherwise, we would have done. So please sit now for the next 11 times. Deep inside, we will be saying this mantra. You don't need to, you me. Okay? It's not something to do with Indian culture, Hinduism. It has also nothing to do with the mantras. It's not just a mantra, it's just a key. So the mantra goes, Namo Namo Durge Sukh Karni Namo Namo Ambe Dukh Harni. I'll just write it down if you, in case, need it. So that's the mantra. Now this mantra during Navaratri. Milena ji, familiar with Navaratri?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Worshipping of goddess,
Yes.
every day more goddess and
So,
fasting.
worshipping of goddess every day is every day. It's not only on Navaratri. It generally comes in the month of, this year it will be coming in the month of October. September, yeah, September, October, it will be there. So I will let you know. And one day we'll discuss about Navratri because it helps. During this course itself, we'll discuss about Navratri. So this mantra during Navratri, if you can repeat it for 1008 times a day for the 9 days, life will be totally different. I'm not giving you insurance. I'm giving you assurance. 1008 times following all the rules of Navratri, Brahma Muhurat to start on. And before that period of Brahma Muhurat finished, you have to recite it completely. Now, Brahma Muhurat in every country is different. So you will see according to your country. In India, 3:15 does not have to be the same in Germany or in Siberia. So,
And what should we do every day now?
now just don't create more karma.
No, of course. I mean to say in techniques I'm asking. Everyday techniques. Like you said.
Technique is like, one technique is follow one ahimsa or yama for a week or 10 days, as much as you need to, until it becomes a part of you. One thing you can do is there. You should. And when you are doing one, you are actually also doing a Mahavidya. So practice a Mahavidya along with her dark and her light. So the whole day, during those periods, watch the dark sides of you related to that Mahavidya, and then move towards the light. That's what we all need to do every day. You can do your asana practice. I'm not against asana. You can do your pranayamas, you can do whatever you want to. This should be a part of all your doings in a day.
See, for example, Pavanji, like for 10 days, like one Mahavidya. So can we like practice like this, like one Mahavidya for 10 days, like 1008 times the mantra chanting, like that? I mean, of course, watching, being conscious also the whole day.
But that won't do anything because a sadhana takes 43 days.
So it's like one Mahavidya, 43 days. But can you just tell us what should we do? How should we, what should we be doing? Like a, just as a, we know that, okay, this is how the sadhana should be done, or is giving a guidelines, I'm asking for the guidelines.
So just know this, that you are not doing this, is the first guideline of sadhana. The second guideline is you are doing sadhana not to get anything, nor to let go anything. So it's not result oriented. So there is no fail or pass. Okay. And there is no I. Third, you don't say about it to anyone. Fourth, do it in the same place at the same time. These are very important. Be totally sattvic. No touching, no eating.
No eating.
No eating means what is not sattvic.
Okay, the sattvic food. Yeah.
Yeah. No energy exchange. Total brahmacharya.
Even with the handshake, like when you meet people, they do handshake, even not handshake.
No, we don't do it during sadhana.
Okay.
No hugging. No handshaking.
Even not to girls, like when they meet, the girls usually hug each other here.
Yeah. So you will do namaste.
Okay.
This is why sadhana is not easy. And as we started the class saying we are living in a material world, more hard. So you have to create an environment around you first. It's not about preparing your own self only. It is preparing other people around you. So even if there is a point that you don't say about it to anyone, you are saying it to at least someone, so that they know. What sadhana you are doing, you are not sharing that. But what you are doing, you surely are sharing. So it's like for next 43 days, I won't be doing this, because I am doing something for a greater good maybe. That's all. End of the story. So you don't interfere, I won't interfere. This is how we stay. What you are doing is your thing. This is why when, even in ancient times in India, when there was a mourn to stay silent, they declared it a night before. That from tomorrow, Anishchit Kal. Anishchit Kal means till it happens. It can happen. Till it can happen. I will be doing Mona, staying silent. That's it. Or they would say, from tomorrow, I will be not eating food. Anishchit Kal. That's it. And now they get sick. My father's big sister's husband, a total devotee, total bhakti, yogi of Lord Shiva. Total living experience. He was so devoted to Lord Shiva, not to the Lord Shiva which we generally speak about. There is a shape or there is a version of Shiva which is known as Mahakal, the greatest of time. Kal is the time, Maha is the great. So the greatest of the time God Shiva. Or Mahakal is also the greatest of the dead. So he was a devotee of Mahakal. He had just declared 4 days ago that I won't be eating food or drinking water for the next 9 days. 4 days passed, amazing. The fourth evening, when he went to the temple of Mahakal, he fell down, fainted, taken to hospital. But bhakti, the doctors tried to put injection, it did not go in. Watery substance. The doctors tried to put pipes to get something into him, it did not work. Next morning, Brahma Muhurat time, he sat down, said, fell down, game over. That's sad part. Not like something, a story, not a big story. The big story is when he died and when he was taken to the cremation. And as in Hindus, if you don't know, in Hindus, the ash of the body has been sent to Mother Ganga or whatever holy river is there. The river came up front to take away the ashes. So even if the cremation center was very far from that river, it was in Kolkata, so it's Ganga. And the place is known as Kali Ghat, where they burn. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a kind of tsunami came. It came, took away all the ashes together, not a single ash of my relative was left. That's the power of Bhakti Yoga. So he no more was a drop in the ocean. He became the ocean. But what happens is he kept his word. Deep inside, he was so surrendered, so trusting Shiva that even the injection could not go in. That's power. Okay? My grandfather, my father's father, was a great bhakti yogi. Karmi plus bhakti together. But slowly his karma turned out to be bhakti. He sat down for his regular meditation with his 1/3 eyes open. He just sat. I'm not saying something that these are my family things. What I'm trying to say is because he declared to my grandmother an hour ago that within this 45 minutes, because my grandmother had to go somewhere, so he said, if you don't come within 45 minutes and give me tea, from that moment, I won't drink tea ever. My grandmother reached at 47th minute with a cup of tea. She just placed it and she thought he's meditating as always. He was no more. And after an half an hour when my grandmother was like, came back, because normally he meditates for 1 hour. That day it crossed 1.5, so she came back and she found his dead. But he never touched the tea. So these are some of the things, these are real powers. What we are trying to see here is when the I self is not there, something else starts to work. Something which we haven't seen yet, we haven't met yet, maybe not even experienced. We only say it in words, in terms of words. Something greater than me is there. It's in words yet, because if we have seen that greater, we cannot say anymore. Because meeting this greater power is the end of language, words. But again, coming back, we live in a material world, so we will be doing the same thing. But the quality, the frequencies will be totally different. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. And this Maha Navratri mantra, 1008 times for the period of 9 days, with a total fasting.
Okay.
So you fast.
And you eat one time, right? I have not done this.
Yeah, normally people eat one time. Yeah.
And in this time also, you cannot touch your children, but the children don't stay away from us.
Touch again is of two kinds. We all know that. A touch to be touched, and a touch to touch is different. When I touch someone with the urge, the brahmacharya not being followed, there will be an chemical distribution happening in the body to get back the chemical. So that touch needs to be the same kind of urge I have. And when the children are hugging or touching the parents, they are so full of love, they are so full of gratitude that they are hugging, they are so full of the need of being loved by their parents that they give us. We just hug them. It's a total different touch. So everything has to
Even in Sadhana, I cannot tell my kids, not to touch me, because my younger one, she always likes to hug me.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I can say, because every word has two aspects, how we see them and what they mean to us. Every word, even saying a has two different variations, because it's all contained in language. Everything is out of language. Language arising out of knowledge, moving into an action, and a language arising in the state of awareness is different. Both are different.
Okay, Pavanji, you said these 5 guidelines. So with the 5 guidelines, Brahma Murta, like just say Mahakali. So we do this 1008 times mantra chanting of Mahakali. Let's say one Mahavidya for 43 days. So 5 guidelines you said to follow. And in Brahma Murta, 1008 times the chanting of the. And in during this time, just follow the sattvic behavior, nature and food. Okay. And clothing, is there any something like clothing we must wear? No, nothing, no restrictions.
There is every Mahavidya has different colors to offer.
Did I have a question there. Sorry, I have to listen. Uh, one teacher told me, you wear red, white, wear red. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I
One
can
te
hear you.
Yes, one teacher told me, wear red color always. Why to wear red? Have no idea what he told me.
Red color. Okay. Yeah. So I only heard one teacher told you to wear red color. That's what you said. Okay. So what is wrong in wearing red?
Sorry, I'm very silent because sleeping, kids are sleeping.
Yeah. I
So
know.
I'm asking why to wear red color. It's confusing
Okay.
task.
Why wear red color? Shakti means energy. Shakti means life. Shakti means the Rakta. Rakta means blood. The color of blood is red. That's it. This is why red is worn. But then again, red is also danger. Red again is power. If you wear red and you are doing any sadhana, you are creating a force of all energy to be there around you. But coming into the Mahavidyas, some of these Mahavidyas, they don't need power. Just like Baglamukhi, she does not need it. Yes, Kali, Bhairavi needs it most. They need power very much. But yeah, I think these are the two mothers which need more power. Other mothers are very cool kind of mothers or goddesses. They don't need too much power. But yeah, it's like, it's again going back to what, from where are they coming? Uh, because to worship Baglamukhi, you need yellow. To worship Kamla, you need white. Because why,
So the red will be which one?
I may not be able to say you right now because it is there, but I just cannot form it into words at all. I can see it, but I just cannot express through words now. Why did I say this? Or why did this all come out? I still am somewhere there. There is something, because nothing can come out from here just for fun. This I know. So, yeah, there is something. I will for sure get back there. I'll just sit, maybe the answer comes. And after 2 minutes or 1 minute, I may just send you in the WhatsApp. Maybe, I'm not sure, but yes, I will sit for it because there is something I can sense about red at this moment. There is something. I'm not sure what it is. So yeah, I will give you the dressing things and you can just adjust accordingly with these Mahavidyas. Because same is going to be the truth for Navratri. In a Navratri, yes, red is needed because it's all about power. It's all about courage. It's all about strong will. It's all about dedication. It's all about flowing blood. That's Navratri, because Navratri is when the mother was angry, killing. So you kill and you only see blood, and which is red. So Navratri in red is strong, but Mahavidyas is not in red. No, it is not. Yeah. Okay. So that's the, we'll end here. And in the evening, next class, we'll be doing the second meditation of this session. Okay, a small but deep meditation. And then we'll be moving towards, because we have been only talking about Shakti, we'll talk about Shivaism, about Shiva also. So very important, because Shakti is needed, but Shiva is needed too. So we'll move towards Shiva later on so that we complete. Okay. Thank you. Namaste. Have a lovely morning to start.